The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building or buying or selling a home, the real estate crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holtshouser,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Welcome and thanks for joining us here on the Real Estate House Party. The talent always comes in a little bit late.
Well, he's big time in us
He's been
again.
here since like 9 this morning smoking cigars.
Tony doesn't think we're funny. Tony doesn't think we're funny at all.
I've been here the whole time.
Welcome. We love you, Tony.
Yeah, I love you all.
I have a question for you before we get started.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
2 questions
Go ahead.
I have for you. Is Peter Wolf on your list of Rocktober?
I can put them on.
Oh,
Because that's Rick's favorite.
All right.
Of all time.
I'll do a Peter. I like Peter Wolf.
And another question I have for you is, what do you think? I don't even know.
I'm going
if
to tell you a Peter Wolf story after you stop your
I got a
questions.
good night's sleep. So,
Good.
She's got a lot of questions there.
so what do you think about Elton John?
I think he's a genius.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's
Good answer.
a genius because now what does he
clearly
have that
genius.
mix with Britney Spears?
Yeah.
And the one with Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
So he's bringing in all his old music and
introducing
remixing
it to introducing it to a new generation, which I think
so he's
is genius.
bringing in all his generations.
Yep.
And every time I hear, I think he has 2
Yeah.
remixes, and they're better than his real stuff,
yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
I thought you were going to ask Tony about
blasphemy, but I'll let
if
it
Barry Manilow was going to be in Rocktober.
I don't think so.
No, Barry Manilow would get in slightly before. What's his name? The guy I hate.
Which guy do you hate?
I hate everybody.
Right.
Not Dave Russo.
No, don't. Come on, we just patched that up. I love Dave.
You are a troublemaker.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that
All right,
you
let's
hate?
say who's over a Rush? I don't.
Rush,
Rush would be
Nickelback.
Nickelback.
I like Nickelback.
Really?
How about
Nickelback is the answer to every question when someone goes, "Who's that band that sucks?"
Nickelback.
And everyone goes, "Nickelback."
You know, the funny thing about that, no one has an actual reason, though. They got hate one day,
Yeah.
and then everyone just went, hell yeah!
jumped on it. Yeah,
and
yeah.
now it's like a fad to hate them, but their music
Yeah.
is actually pretty okay.
how about Green
Pretty
Day?
okay.
How
That's
about
I don't know.
That's
I'm
a
trying-
rousing
No,
endorsement.
it's good. Like
Green Day's
Green Day's
passe.
Ryan Carter says they're the most overrated band out there. Green Day.
no overrated. They're
Well,
good.
I'm
They
just
were
saying
good.
what Ryan Carter says.
Especially
All right, well, Ryan
Don't
Carter,
need you guys to come over the table about
Ryan
it.
Yeah,
Carter
no.
doesn't know everything.
I nearly
do
come
you,
over
Ryan?
the table about Elton John. You're talking about that's like my that's my
Right.
number one all time, and you're saying you think his new stuff is better than his original.
No,
stuff.
maybe that's
No.
a misstep.
Maybe just a
No, the
remix.
fact that
It's-
they're able to remix
mix
it.
Mix
and
it
make
and
brilliant
put it
about
in with because I love
Yeah.
Dua Lipa
Yes.
and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fact that they
Right.
and it's catchy and it's like you said combining the generations.
Yeah, it's great. You know,
So I've seen
Yeah,
Eric
that is
Clapton and
Yeah.
Peter Wolf within the month.
really.
We saw Peter Wolf the other day at the Beverly. You've been there. You've been the star.
The Cabot Theater.
Cabot Theater.
Oh yeah, I've done
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So
I'll be at the Off Cabot this weekend.
What the heck is the Off Cabot?
I know
It's
what you
their
mean.
small room.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's about 3 streets down. It's
Okay.
on. I don't know what street it's on, but it's called Off Cabot, run by Laugh Boston,
Oh.
and I'll be there this weekend. Yeah.
How about
Same people.
Have you been invited to Johnny Peasy's new place?
No.
We just found out about this.
Yeah, he's got a new place in North Reading.
North
North
Andover.
Andover. Yeah, the
Right.
Joe Fish.
Yeah. Is Joe Fish still there and he's going to be in the back or is
I don't. Joe Fish is still there as
Oh,
far
it
as
is?
I know. Yeah,
Okay.
I just saw Johnny last night. I did a auction for neurofibromatosis.
Yep.
pretty good.
Yeah, we raised a lot of money for that cause, and Johnny
Nice.
was there. He played golf with them. I just came in to do the auction, and
Were you harassing everybody?
yes, we made a lot of money.
That's good.
Yeah, it was good.
That's good.
Yeah, they had a Jimmy Buffett package that we auctioned off.
Nice.
Yeah, Margaritaville.
Was
and all
Jimmy
that.
Buffett in Rocktober?
He's
No.
not really rock. You know what I mean?
okay.
You could make a
All right,
you
give me your top 5 rockers.
I mean, Rocktober is all about the classics.
Right.
As
You're
far as
right,
I'm
right.
concerned.
Right.
So
top 5.
For me, it would have to be the Beatles, the Stones, David Bowie probably, and then I would go The Who, absolutely, and then
One more. You got one more.
Yeah, and then I gotta.
You can have
Yeah,
6 if
Bruce
you want.
up there.
Bruce, of course. Yeah, I mean that goes
I
without
guess he
saying.
showed up at the Killer concert in New York.
Yeah.
This weekend. This past weekend.
Yeah. He's still making. He's got an album of covers coming out, old '60s standards. that
Really?
He's doing the covers of the. Yeah.
He's going to be at the Garden in March.
Yeah, we got tickets. I got tickets to that already.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
You know?
No. Is that why you're out back getting
Yeah,
tickets?
getting tickets. Yeah, I was kidding.
No Zeppelin or Queen in your list? Then?
No, I love Queen.
I love Queen.
I have no use for Zeppelin.
You and Ed Sullivan.
I think Led Zeppelin. I call them the world's greatest cover band.
Yeah.
You know,
Illegally.
Yeah. Everything they've done
They're
is
borrowed.
suspect from somewhere else.
They don't even cover the song.
Yeah,
Did
no.
you say Aerosmith?
Aerosmith's up there. I've done Aerosmith in the past. I like Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Do you have an Aerosmith
I mean, there's
story?
so much.
I bet you have an Aerosmith
I do.
story.
Well, yeah.
The drummer.
Tom Hamilton.
Right.
Bass player.
Oh, the bass player.
The bass player, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'd done a bunch of events with him, including his own boxing events, auctions, charities, and stuff like that. And I'd met Tom a billion times, at least a dozen times.
A billion or a dozen?
A dozen,
Yeah,
a lot.
whatever.
Enough where
Somewhere in between.
And
He
it's not
should
like-
know who you are.
Right. Enough where we, by sight, he should go, all right, at least I know that guy.
Right.
And every time I'd meet him, it was brand new.
I hate that.
Yeah, me too. You get high-hatted. I don't care. He meets a million people. But it's not like I casually ran up to him in the street. We were at events. His wife was the chair of one event. I had
Right.
talked to him about auction items, blah, blah, blah.
Have I met you before?
Yeah. You are,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Oh my God, that's an ego thing on their side. That's terrible.
Yeah, so one
Well, he
night-
doesn't have an ego after this.
No, so
Go ahead.
So one night we were at an event, and I was sitting at his table. He was talking to people, and he turned to me and gave me a head nod and blah blah blah. And I go, "Hey, Tom, Tony V." He goes, "Oh, nice." Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And I don't have much of an ego. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're talking. And Aerosmith came up with and I just interject and I go, hands down, best touring group, best albums, best live show ever, The Who. And he goes, excuse me? I go, The Who. Hands down, best rock. He goes, do you know who I am? I go, yes, I do. And you'll remember who I am after this conversation.
Boom.
But yeah, and then he offered me a ride home after that, and we've been friendly ever since.
Thank God, right?
I don't
'Cause
even
he
think
did-
he's the best Boston band out there.
No.
Okay. We're in
Well,
agreement.
all right. So I didn't really mean to do this, but
No, wait. Can I
No,
tell?
that's all right.
Can I tell a couple Peter Wolf stories?
one.
Since we're way,
Pick your best Peter Wolf story.
and then you can tell a few Barry Manilow stories. So I guess Peter's going to be writing a book, which is going to be pretty cool.
Oh, that's got to be cool, yeah.
It's going to be really cool. So he was telling some
Who's the
stories.
co-author? You.
Well, I know. I can pen a pretty good narrative. So he was telling this story that I'm sure will be in the book. The guy is legendary. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Sure he should.
He's known these guys. So he was telling a story about the time he was 17 years old, and he had Muddy Waters in his band at his living room, at his apartment. 17 years old.
How do you manage that?
I don't know. 17 years old. So I guess one of the guy wanted to smoke a little pot.
Yeah, sure.
It
That
happens. It happens.
Sure.
Back then, it happened.
I know. So Peter Wolf evidently doesn't smoke a lot of reefer. As he said, he's a liquor guy, which
He
is
likes
fine.
to drink, yeah.
So he ran out and got some neighbor like a cube of hashish, and I guess the neighbor said, "Man, you got Muddy Waters in your whole group is at your apartment."
Yeah.
He says this is gonna last them for weeks. So he brings the cube back. I guess the drummer took it and swallowed the whole thing at once.
Oh my God. Do we know what happened to him?
He's still probably high.
He's dead now.
Peter Wolf in my life is legendary because he miraculously and almost like magic shows up at the end of every Bruce Springsteen concert.
Oh, yeah.
He just appears. You never
yeah.
see him. He doesn't play with the band throughout the night. Anytime there's an encore, the lights will come up and you go,
Really?
that fucking Peter Wolf is on the stage. He's just like
How much did I drink?
like an apparition. He's just there and he does the encore with them.
That's
It's happened the
awesome.
last 4 or 5 concerts.
He was talking about the time he was the introductory act for the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
So at a big place, Candlestick Park, out in I think San Francisco, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess Mick Jagger comes up to Peter and says, "Let's go out into this, into the audience and see what the audience is like." So I guess they put some hoodies on so no one could recognize them. And in in a lot of concerts, you have to have the big, the passes to get back and forth. So of course they're obviously performing. They don't have their passes. So Peter and Mick go out into the audience, and they're roaming around and with their big hoods. No one recognizes them, and they come back, and they're trying to get back in, and they, the security says to the two of them, "Do you have your passes?" And so Peter Wolf takes his, jacket off and says, "Oh, Peter, come on in." And the guy says to Mick Jagger and goes, "You got your pass?" He didn't know who Mick Jagger was, and Mick's yelling out to Peter, "Hey, Peter, they're not letting me in." And Peter Wolf says, "Well, I'm in. I got my pass." One of my best, and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
My best.
I said one, but
I know, but you hit a nerve. So we went the other night, Renee Carter, Ryan Carter, myself, saw Peter Wolf, my best rock and roll picture of all time that I personally got.
Right.
which is utterly amazing that this is his best of all time.
Right, because I have pictures of everyone. So what I always try to do is whoever I'm with, I try to line them up so the performer's in the background.
Right.
So it looks like they're photobombing them. I got Mike Flynn and one of his friends with Jimmy Buffett in the background. They love the picture.
Yeah.
So now we're in the first row at Peter Wolf's concert. I said, Renee and Ryan, stand right here. And I'm going to get, Peter Wolf in the background. He sees me taking a picture while he's singing the song. He comes right over. He starts singing in between the two of them.
Oh,
Isn't that
wow,
crazy?
that's
It's the
great.
best picture ever.
Well, then he's definitely going to get a Rocktober.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
He's got to get Rocktober.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And Barry Manilow doesn't really need to be in a Rocktober.
He's never going to be.
He's going to be like a
Barry-
ballad.
Yeah, no.
List up.
If I do a commercial edition, he'll be in it.
Okay.
I shouldn't say this in front of you. I'm not sure if I'd have him in my top 100. I could name 100. I'm sorry.
I write the songs that make
This is why. And this is why.
This proves my point.
So anyway, shut up, you two. So the one other thing before we get to our extensive
Our
list
material for today.
is, do you know what this week is?
It was Daughter's Day the other day.
Yeah,
well,
and
it's
Son's Day.
and Pizza Day and Margarita Day and Tequila Day and
That's every day for
Pizza
you.
Day and listen. Today,
Every
this
day
week,
ending in a Y.
Yeah, that's right.
it's Digital Inclusion Day.
Oh,
So tell us what
A
digital.
week.
you have to digitally include somebody?
What is
I guess
digital
there's
inclusion?
a huge digital divide in our country.
What's a digital divide?
The digital divide is that there are haves and have-nots.
We know that.
So the haves
How does
can
it
go.
become digitalized, though? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The haves have laptops, computers, iPads, internet.
Yeah.
The have-nots
Are etching things on stone walls.
don't
Yeah, I guess
have
so.
anything.
Trigger
like
warning,
that.
trigger warning.
So now they want everyone to feel empowered and to have access to the digital equipment to make their lives easier.
So that's going to be showcased tonight at Zakem Bridge, some sort of. Okay, wow. Have you heard that before?
No.
They're gonna light up Zakem Bridge teal, I think, tonight.
That ought to help.
Right. Now, is anyone listening? Is anybody listening to what I have to say here?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't know how lighting a bridge is going to help.
But this is insanity.
I use
Is
that bridge.
teal the color of digital?
I don't know. I think teal
I don't even
has
know
been
what-
taken.
I don't even know what teal is.
It's my favorite color, but
You'll
it's
see.
Is it like a bluey?
Yeah,
like
it's
a bluey
bluey.
green.
It's a bluey green.
Okay.
But
kinda
the
like the
point I'm trying to make, can you
I
guys
think,
get it?
No, I think you made the point. Yeah, no,
Is
you're
this
right.
is frigging insanity.
Wait, are you pro it, or are you saying this is
It
nuts?
just shouldn't be done. I
it
probably.
shouldn't be nuts.
like, so, in other words, we're all going to be lining up to get our iPads, and we're all going to, the government.
So they're going to give out iPads to everyone?
No, they're going to raise awareness so that people will start sending their money, so that people that
Don't
have
have
iPads or computer digital access.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to take the serious side of this for a second, during the pandemic, it was brought to light because when kids had to start being homeschooled, some people were at a severe disadvantage.
Without a doubt.
You know what I mean?
I'm not critiquing that, and I know the schools did a great job.
Right.
What you're critiquing is that they're making that dichotomy between the haves and have-nots.
And the empowerment of it. Like the word, they actually used the word empowerment, which really bothered me. But I think we have way bigger fish to fry right now. We have a catastrophe down in Sanibel Island and the whole Florida, which is going to cost billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars to fix. And I just find that maybe we should light up the bridge for Florida and raise money and get that down there. Or do you know what I'm saying? It's just a weird.
No, you're right.
Every single thing is now being nationalized as like.
What's that expression? Pick the hill you die on.
Yeah.
That might not be
Your
the hill I'm
your
going to
hill.
die on.
Yeah.
I'm just here to mix things up a little
No,
bit,
no,
but
no, I know.
it's just so aggravating that I had to actually look up what a digital divide is.
Yes.
Right.
of
Right.
course.
I mean, Tony's still working on the people who are second homeless.
Second
Right.
homeless.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a big issue.
I know,
think we
I
need to
know.
bring that. I don't have a second home.
But then
Me
you know what?
neither.
Is that why teals?
Pick a color. Pick a color.
I'm going with plaid.
Okay. Let's see how they do on the Zachem Bridge with
I'm going to
plaid.
pick plaid.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, pick a color. Let's pick a random
Yeah.
day and.
On the plus side of things, Jimmy Dunn and I
Yeah.
bought an 865-pound pumpkin.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
I
we
thought
did.
that was a
Did.
joke.
No.
Nope.
What in the heck
Where
did
is
you
it?
do with it?
It's in Jimmy Dunn's front yard right now.
How did you get it there?
We put it in the back of Jimmy Dunn's truck.
Who lifted it up?
The people at the pumpkin place.
Oh, did they have a?
They had a forklift. Yeah.
How much did that cost you?
We got a.
You got a
I wish
deal.
I could. Yeah, we got a really good deal on it. We were told it was
Like
going to be $1 a
hundreds?
pound. We got it for $200.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Was there a
about
lot of
25.
buyers looking for it? Did you have to outbid a
No,
lot?
we got the guy before. What happened was the guy. I wish I could remember the name of the guy that sold it to us. I can't, but we might not even be his pumpkin. I don't know, but we gave a guy $200 and they let us leave with an 865-pound pumpkin.
He was just
And they're
leasing the
laughing
pumpkin.
all the way.
Yeah,
all the way
doing
to the
any-
bank.
But he knew he wasn't going to win because the winner was $24.80. Wow. So
No.
Oh, yeah.
480 pounds.
No.
Now,
Yeah.
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I saw it yesterday. It's huge.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
What's it on your Facebook or?
It's on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yeah, but are you talking about the winner or Tony's?
I've seen both.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I get around.
That's what we heard.
Well,
That's what we heard about you.
I brought it up
Yeah.
because someone could live in it after we're done with
Well,
it.
that's what I was
Yeah.
going to ask you.
Yeah.
Are you going to try it out first?
We, our plan is to, and the plan's changed quite a bit.
Yeah.
We wanted to originally put it in the Mystic and row over to the Encore Hotel and tie it up at their dock.
Yeah.
That became problematic.
Why?
Current distance.
I have a feeling
the
any
Encore.
thought you have with this pumpkin
Yeah.
is going to be problematic.
Yeah. No.
You're
What-
gonna
what
find.
was-
You're
what
gonna
was plan
find
B?
Peter. You're
Yeah.
gonna find Peter
the pumpkin eater. And then we were going to sail it down to Charles. We were going to row it down to Charles.
Okay.
And that became problematic.
For the
And-
same
For the
reasons.
same reasons. And now we're going to put it in the ocean up in Hampton Beach and try to surf a wave in it. Try to ride a wave.
Which one? You or
Jimmy's going first.
Okay.
And then if
Then
he
you
survives,
won't get a chance.
if he survives, then I will get in the
Tell me
pumpkin.
you're gonna videotape it.
Oh, yeah, it's all. Yeah, now it's become a thing. Yeah, Jimmy has a thing on Greg in the Morning Buzz, a radio show up in New Hampshire.
Okay.
He's the regular guy every Tuesday morning.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He said it this morning, and now we got like 14 people with winches and tow trucks, and the radio wants to make it a stunt. And so sometime next week, we are going to put it in the ocean.
Can you scoop it all out and maybe put a
That's
place
what
where
they're doing.
And then
what we're
put
gonna
like a
do.
tiki bar in it?
We might be able to tow a tiki.
Do you have a wetsuit if you get a?
Yeah, Jimmy's
if you-
got wetsuits for us.
Okay,
and
okay, 'cause
we're
that's
gonna
my
be pretty
suggestion.
safe about it. It's,
Okay.
Yeah, it's cold. I'm not stupid.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because I bought an 865-pound pumpkin
That you wanna
I'm
surf
gonna
on?
surf on doesn't mean I'm dumb.
Did Mrs. V weigh in on the purchase?
Yeah, she called Jimmy Dunn on Sunday and said, if you kill my husband, I'll kill you. It might take 5 years, but you're dead. And he said, agreed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So
she
Jimmy got
wasn't-
that in his truck?
Yeah, so we got it forklifted onto his truck. He's got a Tacoma. And then he had to get it out of his truck, so he called in a favor with a buddy with a front loader. He got it off, so now it's sitting on a pallet
And
in
it's
Jimmy's front yard.
in one shape.
In one big
Okay,
pumpkin.
pumpkin.
It's not been compromised at all.
All right.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, when is your launch at Hampton Beach?
We're thinking about a week.
All
And we
right.
got to look at the tides, see what's
Is it going to be on the
favorable.
weekend so more people can go see you?
No,
or-
it'll be during the week. We don't
okay.
want to cause mayhem.
Too much. Okay.
Yeah.
Mayhem?
Yes, you do.
You are going to cause mayhem, just so you know.
Might be the weekend. We don't know.
Okay.
We don't know. We're trying to work out the logistics. Jimmy's traveling some, and now we got the radio involved, so we'll see. So
Nice.
probably he does Tuesday morning, so we might try to do it as a remote on his regular Tuesday morning. But we own a 865-pound pumpkin.
Well, yeah, for temporarily.
Well, they own it forever.
We own it forever. What we do
I
with it.
know,
I'm not sure
but
if
it
it's
might
gonna
not
last.
come out of the
And,
ocean.
Right,
and
right.
our
They
backup
still own
plan,
it.
yeah, and our backup plan is if it's swamps or it can't be done, we will further hack it up and make boogie boards out of it, and at least ride away.
So you
that
got a
way.
plan C
Part
and
of the
D.
part of the pumpkin will be ridden.
How are you
on
getting
the way.
into the ocean? Do you have a truck that can go
That's-
down there?
That Jimmy had when he mentioned it on the radio. He said people came out of the
Yeah, the tow
woodworks,
trucks are all.
You know, like AAA guys with
Yeah.
hooks and stuff. Said, "Yeah, we can move
You're
it,
gonna do
and
it
we got to
here?
move it. We got to move it probably a total of 200 yards."
No, so are you going to see? All right, so you're going to carve it out to get in it to go?
Yeah. Now here's the thing: we've done our homework. You got to put it in the water to see its orientation. to
Oh, and
see
then
which
take
way
it
will
out.
float.
Okay.
No, and then carve it take the top off in the water.
Okay.
Because you now know what the top is. Then you put a little sand in the bottom for ballast, so it doesn't
Wow.
tip.
Oh, so you have done your homework.
Oh, we've done a lot of homework on this. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And then
I wish I
if
had-
it survives, we'll rent it out.
Like an Airbnb?
Yeah. Someone could sleep in it. Yeah.
So
Well,
you're gonna have to let us know. We're gonna have to.
I
get
hope
busy.
I hope it's Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
So that we can talk about it Tuesday
Yeah,
afternoon.
then Tuesday afternoon.
And you're
But
doing
yeah,
it at
but
Hampton
At
Beach?
Hampton Beach, yeah.
We might have to take a day off.
Or at least a piece of.
Yeah. I think we got to.
There's a small cove near Jim. I'm not supposed to say, so we don't.
Oh, so
But I'm sure if we called you
Yeah.
or texted you, you
'Cause-
might.
Oh, you
'cause
two are
yeah,
telling.
okay.
Yeah.
because the Hampton police.
So why bring them into it?
Let's not bring them into it.
This is what I'm saying when you're
I
running
don't
the
think they're gonna have a
problem.
problem with it anyway.
Listen, Tony, I applaud your ingenuity and your creativity.
And let me say this: we had a GoFundMe, and we raised.
You did?
Yeah, we
I
did.
missed that.
It's on my Facebook, and we raised enough money to buy the pumpkin, and everything else is going to a food bank. So it's just not frivolous.
All right, I'll have to go look for that.
Yeah.
Maybe CLO will.
Got a lot of shit on that.
Yeah, I didn't. I missed it because typically I jump in on something like that.
Yeah.
Because
What?
we
all the pumpkin escapades you jump in usually.
no, a good cause,
Oh, okay.
Rick.
I
Yeah.
gotcha.
It's a good cause. Food bank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I thought you were going to say that all the rest of the money was going
ahead,
toward
Chrissy.
you
Chrissy.
guys' recovery.
Yeah, Chris has got a
The
question.
floor recognizes Chrissy Cunningham,
Yeah,
producer
go
of the
ahead.
show.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, like 23 minutes in, are we gonna talk
This is
any real estate?
This isn't even
No.
a record.
Yeah, we are.
We've done 28 minutes before, and then we started talking.
All right, Rick, you go.
Okay, let's see. So we were thinking the last couple of years.
I think we just got scolded.
I know we got scolded. I know. So
I wonder how our rates are going to
If
be.
you think that's scolding, you should meet me later.
we've heard
Off
your
air.
mouth. We've
Yeah.
heard your
Yeah,
mouth.
see, I
Yes.
wouldn't even say it. I nearly went to say it.
You
I'm like,
almost
don't
said
do
it.
on
You
air.
almost said it.
I won't do
But
it.
so we've been on a little bit of a roller coaster for the last few years. Before COVID started, life was normal in the real estate world. During COVID,
Well, at the very before COVID, the rates plummeted.
right.
So we had more refinances than we had.
Yeah, but it
in
was
the-
kind of in conjunction during the.
Well, it was like that fall going into COVID. You know what I mean? So we were ramping
Right,
up by
right.
then.
And then during COVID, did the rates
sky-
stay low?
Yes.
Very,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
low.
So that you got a lot of refis.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Right. And now it's going the other way.
Now it's going the other way.
Now
so,
what happened?
But like some like the state of Pennsylvania shut down their real estate, whole industry shut down during COVID. They couldn't list houses, sell houses, the whole thing.
How come?
That was what the governor did, or the whoever he was.
Right.
I think Catalara's kept real estate going during that.
Yeah, so we were like just
crazy
kind of
times.
like we had a lot lot of great players during that. Like
Right.
the Registry of Deeds jumped in and decided that they
When
were
they
going to do
first announced
this.
it, they thought there was going to be. Well, they said only essential workers could work.
And then- but
these
they-
guys are running out the door.
But then we were essential workers.
You are essential.
Very
Kathy,
essential.
you are essential.
I know. I
on
didn't
many,
think I was.
many levels.
What was that during the snowstorms when they'd say non-essential employees need not
Yeah.
show up for
Right,
work?
right.
And I'm thinking, I would consider myself a non-essential
no, we
employee.
got to keep the real estate community going.
Yeah. You know who's really not essential? Comedians.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
But
that's not true at
actually-
all. That's just the opposite.
That's in your head.
No,
You
I
actually
mean in
make
terms
people-
of their look.
you make people
yes,
laugh.
Yes, but in terms of importance during a crisis like that.
You're not supposed to drive down the streets.
No, right.
Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Okay.
Like you can't go. It's an emergency. I got to go tell some dick jokes. Oh, trigger warning.
Yeah. Oh,
The
trigger warning.
podcast producer
Thank
fits
you.
in there as well.
Thank you.
So anyway, during that process, now house prices are skyrocketing. It's a
Because
feeding
the demand
the demand
was
of
so high.
interest rates are so low. There's a feeding frenzy. Boom, boom, boom. Prices keep going up. So a lot of buyers were doing things that they shouldn't have been doing. They were agreeing to things in purchase and sales,
Well, they were desperate to get in on the market.
Right.
and it was very competitive. Someone was
Right.
bidding.
No contingencies.
Exactly.
Cash money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now we're starting to
Waiving
see some of the
inspections.
effects of it. Right.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
So that's where we are now.
Sure.
So
Did you know there were monkeys living in my basement? Well, you should have taken a look.
Well, we had that lady the other day. Whose broker was telling us about the buyer that the neighbor came up to her and said, "Did you get the snakes out of your basement?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
No.
She thought it was like 2 or 3 little there's
nope.
100 snakes in there.
Hibernaculum.
Wow.
What?
That's where snakes live.
Oh, good for you.
In a hibernaculum.
How do you know that?
I know a lot of things that I'm not
Pretty
supposed
smart.
Well, I guess we all do, right? But the other thing, we had a buyer that was buying a house, but the seller was moving next door. Do you remember that one?
Yep.
And the buyer, this may have been pre-pandemic, but maybe not, waived her home inspection.
Yeah.
And then called us to say that the furnace wasn't working. And Rick goes, well, did you have it inspected?
Inspected, sure.
And she said, no. My uncle came over and looked at it.
Ah, the Uncle Dad / Dad says it's a good deal.
Yeah. So the worst part is that now they're neighbors, right?
Right.
And she wanted us to do something about it. We're like, you know what?
That's a tricky one.
We can
so.
fix some things. We can't fix
I don't
everything.
know. You signed a shitload of papers. We're out of this.
You signed the paper that you think I agreed to everything I already
just
signed.
Even if I forgot to sign it, I signed this paper that says I signed it.
yeah.
Sure.
And the paper says if you made any mistakes on the papers you signed, you'll come
Right.
back.
Tough luck.
Right.
My favorite one is do not commit mortgage fraud.
Right.
That's a great form.
That's a good form.
That's
Yeah.
a great form.
Yeah.
Or I am who I am.
Because
Right.
you think about it, if you're going to commit mortgage fraud,
Yeah.
is that going to stop you?
Yeah, probably not.
Oh, no. You know what, guys? I can't sign this. I've already committed mortgage fraud.
Yeah.
I didn't know we couldn't do
I'm
that.
going to sign every paper but this one.
That's not a red
How
flag.
come? I just don't feel
I got
right
my-
about
I
it.
got my reasons.
All right,
Just don't
so-
feel right
Amendment.
about
So
it.
I guess this whole, we have about
28
50,
minutes of-
So
but-
we got a minute and a half left talking about buyer's remorse. So buyer's remorse, actually, we should say this now. What's our phone number? If anyone wants to call us,
Oh, shoot. What is our phone number? No. 781-944-9222.
because we literally have about 50 different. So here's the point.
Yeah.
Buyer's remorse. And always people get buyer's
Of
remorse.
course.
And the psychological reason people get buyer's remorse is they haven't done their homework.
Yes.
That's
And
it in a nutshell.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Most people are insecure, and they think, if I did something, it can't be right. Right?
Or they get caught up in the moment,
Right.
of winning, the
Yeah.
winning, the
Right,
competition.
right.
And then they say, oh, my God, we just gave away
just
our
won.
life savings.
Right.
I had one friend of mine say that. He actually was on our show. He says, I was at an auction, and all of a sudden, my hand was the last one to come down.
Yeah. Groucho Marx has the great quote of, I wouldn't want to belong to a club that would have me as a member. And
You're accepting me?
Yeah.
I don't want to be in this then.
And that's what buyer's remorse is.
Right,
is
exactly.
down to. Sure.
The guy I just mentioned said when he was on our show, he says, this show is like sitting on a folding chair out in the middle of a big field during a hurricane.
Our show?
Can we say who it is?
That's
Yeah,
great.
Steve Gary.
Yeah.
He came on.
That's a great description.
Where is Steve Gary?
We're going to have to get him on.
Well, yeah, so if people have buyer's remorse and they don't know what to do, they can live in our pumpkin.
I was just going to say.
Well, right, for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Because you know what happens to
short term,
pumpkins
yeah.
after...
Well, if they don't want to go in there.
Not an 865 pound pumpkin. They rot very slowly.
Okay.
So if they don't get in there, you have a few lighthouses still.
So I have another good idea for you. Is
Yeah.
if you could do like a time lapse, video. Take a. Obviously, you have pictures of the pumpkin.
Yeah.
Is it going to go back on Jimmy Dunn's front lawn?
No. It's probably going to go to.
It's going to be destroyed.
It'll be destroyed somehow. Yeah.
All right. So there goes my
I
living
don't
arrangement.
No, because then we would
For the
have
fall.
to. Then we would have to get it out of the ocean, take it back.
Yeah, no.
All
So
right,
once
forget
that's
it.
in
It's
the ocean.
natural. It's going to be.
I'll
in the
keep
ocean.
looking for
Yeah.
my new residence.
Can you get another baby sister to this pumpkin? Because that would look pretty cool in Jimmy Dunn's front lawn for a long time.
That looks great where it is
Except
now.
his
Yeah.
neighbors will probably hate him.
No, it's
Yeah.
fine.
At Christmas
People have been
time.
taking pictures. Stopping to take pictures.
Yeah.
It cuts quite a thing.
So what are top
I know.
5 reasons
I know.
buyers have remorse?
Call Carter.
Yeah, just call us.
Out.
And
Go
then-
ahead, run them down, and we won't say a word. Go ahead, just run them down.
You can't make
Well,
that promise for me.
No, I know. Well, they're saying that I guess they've surveyed with millennials. Over 80% it says they have regrets on the purchase they've done probably in the last few years.
Yeah, they just have regrets being millennials.
Right.
That's all.
Is teal your favorite color?
Tail.
Yeah.
I don't
No, it's plaid.
Yes,
Plaid.
it is, and yes, I am.
Yes.
Okay.
Plaid is his favorite color.
All right. There's too many. Maybe we'll have to have a
Well, you know
backup
what?
show.
So the point is, if you move into a condo and you didn't read the condo docs and they don't allow dogs over 15 pounds,
I see.
or
Or the good one is there where the person bought the condo and was about to go in the condo's pool until they found out that pool didn't go to that particular condo he
Oh,
bought.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Surprise.
or
yeah.
the swing set didn't belong to the house that
Oh, yeah.
was in the picture, the
yeah.
listing.
Yeah. We did
Well,
that.
I guess this comes under the heading of don't assume.
Right.
Yep.
Do your due diligence.
Well,
Yeah, you're right.
that was probably a little bit misleading because all the pictures in all the listing
had the swing
had the
sets.
swing set,
Yeah.
and the lot was not owned by the seller.
Right.
Is Chrissy taking a picture? We
That's-
do have. Here, take a picture. We do
I
have
was
35
taking-
things we're
No,
going
I
to
got
go
the
We
over.
email.
were gonna do it.
I
Yeah.
got the email. It's fine,
That's-
kids.
no,
I believe you
I
did your
know.
homework.
That's yeah.
You've got
Well.
you got like
But-
eight,
but hold on.
8 minutes
Is that
to fit
legal?
it in.
Is that legal to do that? To put picture? I mean,
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
No.
well,
But who are
No.
we?
Right,
No.
but-
No.
So we have, there's another situation.
now do they have a case?
Yes, they would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they ended up backing out.
Yeah,
Because
all
the,
right.
suit- the swing set meant a lot to them.
So this is the same attorney who, I brought it to their attention. I said, we have to do something about this. And the attorney says, well, we're going to reduce the property by $5,000, take it or leave it. I said, $5,000. I said, okay, we're going to leave it. And she never heard from me again. And then she emailed me like 2 days later, and she says, what are we going to do about that? You said take it or leave it.
I left it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, she goes, oh, I didn't think you would really do that. I go, you said take it or leave
And
it.
you shouldn't have made it an option. Right.
She goes, I thought that was just, I go, no.
Be
So I
careful
guess-
what you wish for.
I guess we were talking today on the way to the podcast, and there was some ambiguous information or language in a offer, and trying to fix it, and people are going back and forth, and there's emotions, there's attorneys, there's brokers, there's buyers, there's sellers.
Right.
The bottom line is, if you have any questions on a house that you're even buying or looking to write up an offer or anything, we're available. We've figured out what should have happened in probably 2 minutes.
Right.
This is what should have happened.
Yeah, call experts. I mean,
So, yeah.
yeah, and from what you've heard today, they don't seem like experts, but they are.
Oh, we didn't mean call us.
No,
No,
just find an expert.
Call Tony.
Yeah. If you got any pumpkin questions, you
Yeah.
call me. But if you have real estate,
Actually, you're over the last few.
He knows what the
he knows his
contingencies
stuff.
are. And
You know what people are asking us to do, and I hope you do it. is
What's
the,
that?
come back to our next seminar.
Beauport seminar.
when's that?
Whenever you're available. Probably won't be for a few months, but
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
gotta,
we got to.
Look, I don't have to say this to you two. Anything I can do for you two,
Oh,
That's
well, we
amazing.
appreciate
It's
that.
done.
But
We
you were
appreciate
the
that.
you
It's
were the what do they call it when you're the star of the show or the
probably the star of the show.
headliner?
The headliner.
Headliner.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
the headliner. Rick Carter was not the headliner.
no, there was a lot of good
It's a
information,
little
and then
harsh.
no.
I'm sitting right here.
But they said, "Oh my God, that was the best part of the seminar was when Tony started
I know,
teaching
but I'm
us real
sitting right
estate."
here.
Oh,
You can't do this off.
I'm sorry.
Off the show right now.
You were you guys co-headlined it.
Yeah,
How'd that go?
you know, I used to do this at shows with my buddy Steve Kalishman, and it's parallel to this. We used to
Yeah.
do a thing called the Jewish Book of Why, and he would read. There's a book of how Jewish people do everything, blah
Yeah.
blah blah, and he would just ask me random questions,
Right.
and I would answer them, not
Yeah.
knowing anything,
Right.
and
Yeah.
that's exactly what I do with you guys, and somehow it makes sense,
Right.
Like I would come up with a way off base answer, but somehow it would be close to what because I
that's-
absorb the genius
Right.
of you two.
Right.
Sitting
and that's
next to
what,
you.
but that's what you
See,
do.
that's so
your
hard.
job.
That's what I do. I observe.
That's
and-
actually
and
getting
take
people
in.
walking out
I
of the
know.
audience right now.
Bye,
hearing
Ed
that.
Sullivan.
Ooh,
All right, I'm exhausted.
I know, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're way over.
Well, thank you for listening to all 35 of us.
Just to put a cap on this, Billy Joel will never be included.
Thank you very much.
In Rocktober.
Most overrated
Anything.
anything.
He's not really a rock.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rick.
He's actually got a.
You're yelling at me.
He's actually got a song called "It's Still Rock and Roll" to
Right.
me, and it's not a rock and roll
But
song.
so he's not going to be. But Barry might get
No.
in.
Barry
No.
would be in before Billy Joel. That's
Okay,
all I'll
okay.
say.
Wow.
That's all I would say.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us here on Real Estate House Party, and I hope everyone's learned a little bit about ourselves, a little bit about the material. We'll see you next week for even more exciting information.
Check us out on Facebook.
Check us out.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.